accumulated net debt, $115 billion in 2 years. Remember this bloke Griffin, with a 7% swing against him in Manly, is the bloke who said 2 weeks ago that, quote, everybody, remember I said, I don't know who everybody is, everybody can't wait to get rid of coal and gas. Standing beside him was Premier Perrottet, nodding in agreement. Well, when the coal royalties this year alone are over $11 billion. And on top of the spending spree in last year's budget, $27 billion, Premier Perrottet promised during the election campaign spending of over $40 billion to try and buy an election victory. And yet there were media outlets talking about excellent economic management. I've argued the Perrottet government knew virtually nothing about economic management. You've got transport, ferries breaking down, bus services on which voters rely, plagued with delays and cancellations. I mentioned to you a week ago, every third bus scheduled to arrive at the Lane Cove interchange heading to the city was cancelled. Stranded school children, when the Premier was saying, thinking of your kids. Have a look at the massive swing in Northern Beaches seats. Wakehurst, held by the Liberals seemingly forever, with a margin of 22%, has now been lost, gone to an independent. But the government couldn't even deliver adequate transport to the Northern Beaches. 11% of planned buses bound for the city from the Northern Beaches never made it onto the road during the morning rush. You almost have to ask yourself, how on earth the Perrottet government, what is it now, it's about 31 seats. Pittwater and Oatley have been declared Liberal wins, but a shocking loss in Wallandilly, where the Liberal member Nathaniel Smith gained only 32.6% of the primary. So, still in doubt with the Liberals ahead are Goulburn, Holsworthy, Miranda and Terrigal. Then in Kiama, a Liberal seat, but Gareth Ward left the Liberal Party and ran as an independent, and with 79% of the vote counted, Gareth Ward leads by 613 votes. So in today's counting, Labor have 45 seats, and of the undecided, their only hope seems to be in Ryde, where they've hit the front, but the Liberals are in front in Goulburn, Holsworthy, Miranda and Terrigal. So he won't get a majority government as I see it now, and that's what I said last Wednesday. He'll get to 46, but not to 47. The staggering thing is that in Goulburn, I mean, this is the other thing, isn't it? Only 65% of the votes have been counted. Terrigal, 70%. Miranda, metropolitan seat, only 58% of the votes have been counted. Something wrong with the system. Holsworthy, 66%. So we're a long way from determining the numbers for the Minns government. But as I said, on the latest figures, he's close to a majority. But as I suggested when I spoke to you last, I don't think he'll get there. But as a measure of the Liberal wipeout, when Gladys Berejiklian last won the seat of Willoughby, the margin was 21%. Tim James, a good candidate, has held it, but the swing is almost 14%. But how could dyed-in-the-wool Liberal supporters vote Liberal in that electorate? And the bloke, as I told you, this Ken Wilson, so fed up with public transport inefficiencies, started a pirate bus service. This is the stuff that no one was analysing. And he was ferrying commuters on the 12-minute journey into the city because the bus service in Willoughby was rubbish. No wonder Minns went on about anti-privatisation. The government's own inquiry last year found that Perrottet's obsession with privatisation had led to a worsening of the bus service. I told you last week that even a Willoughby councillor was catching the pirate bus. Robert Samuel said, I'm going to Bondi, but not on the 340, as I should, because it's cancelled.